All right, everybody, we're starting just a little bit early. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. I think we're starting just a little bit early, but no, we're not. We're right on time. Nope, just a smidge early, so I missed it up just a little bit. How's everybody doing? Let me know in chat. Give me a good mic check. Mic check. Give me a mic check. Yes, and I'm wearing the headphones today. And for those of you that pop in regularly, it's going to be interesting. The network is fair. So we'll go with fair and we will keep on going. So look forward to hearing in chat how things are going. Evil J, if you're out there, give me a thumbs up on sounds, all that. But oh, look, now I've got an excellent stream. Check me out. I've got an excellent stream. Hey, we've got a lot to do today. And it sounds good. Thank you, Evil J. Appreciate that. 5x5, says Taro. Thank you for that. We do. We have a lot of stuff. I've got a whole agenda here today for us down here to talk about Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. I'm going to try a few new things too. I'm going to try and showcase and share some video. I've got this little scrubber here. We're going to scrub through some video. I also, check this out, folks. We're going to see if this works. I hinted at a possibility of a guest. We're going to see if through the magic of the internets and if my network will hold up, if my guest is there. Let's see what we have. Oh my goodness, look, there's Jamie from Jamie's Hack Shack. Jamie, I know we haven't had a chance to adjust your audio. Let's go ahead and if you would, just introduce yourself to everybody. I think most people probably know you, but I do know, looking at it, we have some viewers who are new, probably here because of Vintage Computer Festival. So maybe introduce yourself and your channel. And while I adjust your audio. And I have no audio, so that's my fault. Now we're going to have audio. No, that's my fault. Try now, Jamie.
How about now?
Perfect.
You got it?
I got it. I'm going to crank you up just a little bit here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm probably a little low. Sorry. Hey, I'm Jamie from Jamie's Hack Shack. I'm just a couple of houses over from Mr. retroCombs there, and excited to see what all you've got to share with us from VCF Midwest. I didn't get to see everything you probably did, but I got to see a fair amount. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what we've got to share here.
Yeah, and I've asked Jamie to join for a couple of reasons. First of all, he was with me. We typically we attend the show kind of together. We didn't get a chance to travel together, but we are typically pretty intertwined while we're there, sharing ideas, walking along, and chatting. It's always good to have Jamie, my neighbor down the street. And one of these days, we'll actually get him here in the studio too. But I'm excited to try this out on the YOLO box, so we've got a chance to bring him in. I am looking here. Let me go back here, and I need to thank, first of all, Xander for the super chat. Thank you, Xander. Love it when new things are tried out. Well, we appreciate it, so thank you for that. Let's see who we have in chat, Jamie. I know you know a lot of these folks, so we're going to go through quickly, and we have Martin was first in the room, so he gets the gold star today. So, of course, we have our buddy Evil J. Hey, Evil J, good to have you here. Taro popped in a little bit later. And then some strange guy jumped in, Jamie. I don't know if we should let that guy in or not, but you might want to boot him. Jamie is also, as I've mentioned over and over, he actually has access to the chat and can help us. And he probably will be too busy today to do that. And I know Mislav is not with us today, which is too bad. He was our other executive producer, has that. Regular guy says he's hopeful for lots of Commodore 64. We do have a lot of Commodore 64 stuff to talk about. I'm actually wearing my MOS 6502 anniversary shirt from 75 to 2025 that I got there. That was pretty cool. So there's a little preview as to when we go into the things that I acquired. Let's see. Going to have to run two teams. I'm not sure what that. Oh, streams. Okay, that's what he means. Okay, gotcha. Taro, Evil J. Let's see if there's anybody else new in here. Oh, Sarah's here. Hey, Sarah, good to have you here. A bunch of our regulars. I think Philip Harms is here. Philip, this I believe is your first live stream. If I'm inaccurate, let me know. But I believe that's this is your first one. Xander's here with a good morning, noon. What is going on here? Come on, you. With a good morning, noon, evening, night, rich, whatever that thing is. I get it right every once in a while. Half the time I don't. So there you go. So thank you, Xander, for that welcome. And I believe, oh, Dan's here. Hey, Dan, good to have you here. Hi, all. I can only stay for a bit. I'm in a hotel and need to check out soon. Check out the stream or check out the hotel. Which one are you checking out? That's what we really want to know, Dan. And Dan will be mentioned a lot in this because he was kind enough to let me share a table with him. I didn't share. He just let me hang out there. Hey, there's PC expert Rick is just checking in. So good to have you here. Rick, we met for the first time at VCFMW, which is really cool. Faceless is here. Hello from Japan. Check that out, Jamie. We got somebody from Japan joining us today. Cool. That is cool. Regular guy is 53 years old, C64 scenery. Old scenery, yeah, I get it. And then Bonsai is here. Hi, folks. Hi, folks. Good to have you. So we have a lot of new folks here. I think that gets us caught up on chat. So let's go ahead and the first thing I want to do is I always do in these things. I am going to, Jamie, you get a little bit of a break. I'm going to pop over. Okay. And hopefully this will work. I'm going to go to my, let's go over here to my Mac. And we're gonna look at some video a little bit later, but we have some news. I always like to cover news. Jamie, if you hear something and you want to chime in, just I think you still have audio, so you can always chime in and we can get you in here. I think I need a different view though. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Now you can see me. So just some news items for the week that I kind of scrubbed in. Some of this is more than a week old, but so there is a new Atari Game Station Go. I don't know if you all are familiar with that. Here is the specs. Seems a little pricey to me, $180. If you've seen my video, I have a little video where I have the handheld version, the smaller handheld version. I believe, is this an Evercade or does this use Evercades or not? Let's see. It does not use Evercade cartridges. So it looks like you get what you get on this one. So I did want to share that. That is a piece of, you can pre-order that now if you are so inclined. Not sure that is one I am interested in, but some of you might be for the larger screen. Let me go ahead and scroll down here and see. Yeah, here's the one I have right here. And I have reviewed this on the channel. If you've not seen that review, feel free to check that out. Actually, I think that's on the tech channel. So retroCombs-tech, I believe, is where I did the review on that one. And again, I don't believe this is an Evercade. Yeah, it's packed with 200 built-in games. So you are stuck with the games you have. You will not be updating it unless there's a firmware update that includes more games. So there you go. Interested to know down in chat if you are interested in that device at all. Some other news. This one made me feel good. This is a YouTube short. I'm going to share just a little bit of it. And the reason this made me feel good, and I'm not going to play the audio because it'll kind of be a little bit loud, but I'm excited about this because he is sharing from the PCB Way headquarters actual production units, and that should make everybody feel just a little more safe and secure about them supporting. So hopefully you've had a chance to see that. If you have not, go ahead and check that out. All the links to all the news items are down below except for this one. This was a late edition. I saw this morning, so I'll try and get that down below too. But I'm sure most of you probably subscribe to Perry Fractic's channel and probably have that. So you're probably okay there. Let's see. So that was a little bit of news. Again, really excited about that one. If you haven't seen that, check it out. The other one, this is a little old, but Commodore OS Vision, which is part of the new Commodore.net, has released Commodore OS 3.0. And I have on the channel during another live stream featured Commodore OS. It ran okay on the device I was using in the hardware, so I'm excited to try 3.0. It says the biggest games-oriented Linux distribution ever, Commodore OS 3.0, featuring 200 plus free Linux compatible games, as well as an assortment of classic Commodore games and demos that will undoubtedly scratch your nostalgic itch. Now, what we also know is it has this really cool Commodore theme, and it has a bunch of emulators in there. It includes Vice, and it also includes the Amiga emulator. So that's pretty interesting. Jamie, have you tried Commodore OS Vision yet?
I don't think so. I think I remember you playing with it on that stream a while back, but yeah, I haven't personally messed with it or anything like that.
I feel like I need just a single PC setup back here, and it's just in a display or something like that. So I need to play with it more and spend some time with it. I think it looks, it was really interesting when I played with it, but it's a Linux distribution, right? Basically, with a lot of bells and whistles. What's the underlying technology for all the bells and whistles? I can't remember. There's a name for it. I don't remember. The Linux launcher. It's not a launcher, but the theme on it. It's just wild. It's got tons of stuff in it. Let's go back over here, and we've got a couple more things. Now, this one is really interesting for those hardware hackers out there. This is the Atari 1090XL Modernized Reproduction Plus card. So this is an expansion card for your Atari computers. I believe it's for the Atari 600 and 800 and 1400 XL. Looks like it's also for the Atari 1450. What's really cool about this is you plug this in, and it's an expansion board, but then you can also get the extra expansion cards. So the expansion cards include an 80-column HDMI card, 320K memory card, CX85 numeric keypad card, an OS extension card. I am not sure what that is. Maybe I should click on that here in a minute. Prototyping, hobbyist card, and what's really cool is Z80 CPM card. So let me check and see what this OS extension card is. This card provides the following extensions: fast math, left screen margin. So just some additional, looks like it's more for programming. Please note this scale for this card and not the and/or CPM board. So check those boards out if you are interested in that. I have to go to Jamie. Jamie, have you ever played with that Atari you got at VCFMW last year?
I have not even powered it on, and I don't even want to talk about stuff from other VCF Midwest. Just there's too many things and not enough time.
I hear, as a matter of fact, my Atari 800 is sitting right there looking at me. XL's looking at me. I got a nice cover for it and everything, but yeah, it has not been turned on since I think I shared it during the last live stream after the VCFMW last year. So, which is a shame because it is a fun machine, and I think we both got one of those carts that lets us play basically all games on it, which is really cool. So, all right, so let's go back over here. Look at me seamlessly switching between us. Not very well, but we're working on it. This one I wasn't sure. This is the Anbernic RG476H. This one was just released. It's just another one of those handhelds that if you're looking for something that will emulate basically everything, this one has a little more power behind it, a little more price. I think the price is actually up a little bit because of the tariffs. But it does look like an interesting beast. Hey, you can also unlock a $5 offer. There you go. I have not looked at this one at all. Typically these devices, I like to try and get in review, but this one probably because of that cost, unless they send one over, probably won't. But some of you, again, might be interested in that. There's no shipping from the US, so expect to pay some tariffs. So let's see what we have in this little guy. We have a T820 processor, 6 nanometer core system on a chip, octa-core, okay, quad core Mali G57, 850 megahertz. Seems pretty capable. 8 gigabytes of RAM. Storage is 128 gigs. Running Android 13, which is good. Most of them run, a lot of them run Android 12 and just some standards. Supports Android games and 30 plus kinds of simulators. That should probably say emulators, not simulators. So if you are interested in another handheld, you might want to research that one. That one just kind of popped up on my radar. A couple more items here. If you are in near Cambridge, there is a computer festival, Retro Computer Festival 2025, Sunday, 16th of November, the gaming edition. I'm not sure what that means. So make sure you check that out if you're over in those neck of the woods. I will not be making the trek to that one. I don't think Jamie's going to be making the trek to that one either. That one would be a little far. I hadn't even heard of that one. Jamie, have you heard of that one before? I had not heard of that one.
Well, I'm familiar with the museum and follow them on different media and stuff, but I think they've done some stuff at that place before.
Yeah, I'm going to have to research that one more. I think that would be a really interesting, and hopefully there'll be some video online. I want to check that out afterwards and see what's going on. Now, the next couple are just a couple of games that I found. This one looks fun. This is Zach McDrucken Saves the Chickens. This is for the ZX Spectrum. Just released, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. You can see September 2025. So if you're looking for a new game for your Specky, that one sounds and looks like a lot of fun. Let's check out a little of the video here and see what it looks like. And let me turn on some sound here. I think I can do that. Let's see. Let's try that again. Well, I said I could. Let me try. I think I've got the wrong one. There we go. Oh, it's playing on one side. Oh, that's horrible. All right, so there's enough of a sample of that one. We do not need any more of that one. And then one more I'm really excited about. So you want some C64 stuff. This is Outrun in Petsky. This one, I don't have a demo, I don't think, but you can download it. I did load it in Vice. And if you are interested in seeing what Petsky can really do, this one is pretty amazing, folks. It was a lot of fun. Look, it played probably less like Outrun and more like Pole Position as far as look and appearance, but it actually was pretty good. I would recommend that one. And I think this one was just released not too long ago. If I am incorrect, well, it says 2020, but for some reason, I think there was an update to it that popped up in my feeds this past week. So there you go. There is our look at the latest news. Let me go ahead and I'm going to pop in here in chat. Jamie, I'm going to bring you up in case you have something to add as we go through. Let's see. 50. Oh, yeah, we already did that one. My wife is afraid I will buy new toys when I watch the stream. Well, just tell her I didn't share anything new. Tell her it was the worst stream. I didn't share anything. It was a bad day. So Evil J says, that's me during repair streams with YouTubers. Hey, what's that cool tool he has? Oh, wait till you see what I have in a box over here. Then you're going to be, especially Evil J. Evil J probably has one, but we'll see. So yeah, be careful on the streams because we do tend to buy stuff. Too many retro stuff coming out at the same time with the game stage. Yeah, I find this is the bad time of year because everybody's trying to hit that holiday season. We've had the Vintage Computer Festival. I find my spending goes up a lot during this period. Jamie, have you bought anything outside of the festival lately?
I'm trying to think. No, not really. I haven't had, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I've got so much backlog of stuff I need to work on. I'm trying to minimize it. So I've been trying to just catch up on some stuff.
Yeah, I just don't have enough hours in today. And I've got a bunch of, I do have several items that folks have sent me to review for the other channel. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to get that stuff done. But I did spend a good part of this weekend getting an AI together to help me get research and stuff done in advance. So I think that's going to help. So there's cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've created a Gemini gem. So, and it's starting to work real well. Fed it a bunch of my old scripts. It's doing a really good job. So I'm excited about maybe decreasing the time it takes to produce videos. Taro says, no wonder there's not been a retro show for a while with Perry somewhere in China. Yeah, he has been absent from YouTube for sure with his regular, which I kind of expected that. I can't imagine that he can keep up both. So can't imagine how busy Perry is right now. I am, again, though, super excited that he is sharing updates. So interesting time, says Evil J. That looks interesting. I'm not sure which one that was, Philip, but I'm sure whatever you saw was interesting. Okay. Recently, oh, here we go. Dan says, recently got an Anbernic Cube XX, good inexpensive entry point, a bit lighter in the hand. I like it for its square screen. And then let me fix this so these things stay up here just a little bit longer. Hold on just a second. Actually, maybe I don't want to do that because it's going to mess up the stream. So let's not do that right now. I've lost count of the amount of these emulator handheld. There are tons of them, Faceless. There are tons of them out there. And I love them. I will admit, I love playing with them. And many of them you can hack with newer OSs that give you even more capabilities. Pro tip, you can switch the tabs in the browser by pressing Control 1 through 8 without going, yeah, well, for some reason, Evil J, I know that, but it's not working. And I tried to figure out why it's not working. I've got the new Mac OS update, and it has changed some of the keystrokes, although it shouldn't for the browser. So, but I'll figure it out for next time. Thanks for the tip, Evil J. Appreciate that. I'd settle for Game & Watch style handheld. That's good. By the way, I did have the Atari Watch during Vintage Computer Festival of Midwest. There was a lot of people asking about that. That's pretty cool. I do have a review of that on the channel too. Dan says they don't publicize the Ambernix but Ambernix. Oh shoot, they don't publicize this, but Ambernix come with mini games pre-installed, so you don't have to navigate dodgy website. Yes, many of these systems include a lot of dodgy games for sure. Taro has the Ambernick RG 2800 vertical from a few years back. Let's see. Faceless wants to know what's in the box. Oh, hang in there. And then also, I was late to the Mega 65 game. Just bought one and been playing with that. Need to find a good monitor for it. Been using my iPad as a monitor. Whoa, using your iPad as a monitor for the Mega 65. That's interesting. I'd like to see that set up, Faceless. So thank you for that. All right, Jamie, I think what I'm going to do now is give you another little break. I wanted to share some video if this works. Let me get everything squared away over here. Let's see if I can set it up beforehand. There we go. So I have some video here that I'm going to, and I've got this little guy right here. I think it's going to let me scrub through. And so this is going to be a little bit like your great uncle who has a slideshow, and you're just like, could you just move on already? This thing is taking forever. I'm going to do my best to go through here as quickly as I can. So bear with me. I do need to turn on the audio for this. So the audio is a little scratchy because I'm using a line in, so just bear with me there. Oh, that's interesting. I need to turn Perry off. Hold on, Perry. I need to close these away. Let me get these tabs closed. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you're out of there. There we go. And then we'll go back over here. All right. And let's see if I can. All right, so getting started. This was, I used these Bauer cases from Harbor Freight to pack everything. I have to say, this thing was a godsend. Moving this stuff from my car to the inside, just rolling those in. I love these things. So if you're looking, and computers fit in there great. If you are looking, I did have to hack. You'll notice the handle's not in this. Right here, the handle has been taken out. I did have to hack the handle and cut off some tabs so I could remove the handle, or it wouldn't fit in the back of my car. But other than that, I really dig these guys. They're so good. So if you need, and it's compartmentalized, so I had a couple of different compartments. I did take the Checkmate monitor, and here you can see it packed on top of the Bauer. So again, just a really easy drag and pull right into the show. Really enjoyed that. Let's see if we can fast forward here. Drove the Tesla this year. This is the first year I took the Tesla out for a drive to Chicago. It's not that far. It's only about 4.5, 5 hours at the most. Programmed in the, obviously the address. And there we go. Renaissance Schaumburg. Did everything for me, set up the charging where I needed to stop, so that worked out really well. And what it did was programmed in a supercharger at Fair Oaks Farm. So you'll see some clips of that. Fair Oaks Farms was really a great stop, as it turns out, because there are 2 banks of superchargers there, which I was not aware of. There are at least 20 superchargers there and a lot to do there. So if you're in northern Indiana on your way to Chicago, that is a great stop if you have an electric vehicle. I enjoyed that. So scheduling my energy to arrive there, setting it up, and we are on our way. So got into the car and started heading out. Here you go. How about that? First person footage right there of me driving out of the driveway. Isn't that exciting stuff right there? And then of course, I have to say, I've said this over and over. I love this car. I have the Model 3. 2025, and it has been the best car in the world. I love this thing. So Here we go, drive. Now, this is not the camera from the car, but this is just me heading down the road, getting started. You can see that, and I can fast forward through here a little bit. And as I'm getting close to Fair Oaks Farms, it is preconditioning the battery for the fast charge. So you can see that happening here, because if you don't do that, then you're going to be stuck there longer. So I do appreciate that Tesla has that feature. So you can see about 10 minutes before it starts to do that. Now, this is Fair Oaks Farms. It is a dairy, basically. It's a working dairy that they've turned into a amusement park, basically. It is a lot of fun. I actually met my grandkids there on the way, or my grandkid there on the way back, and we spent the day going through some of the things. But you can see over on the right, see those, that's one bank of Tesla chargers. And then there's another one that's on up a little bit further here. And you'll see me pull into the chargers here. Just so there you go, Jamie. You can see if that will work for you with your car. I know you were curious about where the parking spots were. No other cars besides Tesla's in there for this trip, though. So, and then this little place right here, let's see, yeah, right there, great place to stop in, grab a sandwich, which is what I did. So let me pull in here. You can see the store here, just lots, about everything you need, but they also have their custom dairy stuff, which is a lot of fun. So moving through, yes, I chose an iced tea, unsweetened, because that's who I am. And here you can see some of the goodies that they have if you are interested. I chose the sandwich. I just grabbed a sandwich, grab and go. There you go. That's what I did. So worked for me, but you can see all kinds of dairy products, pimento cheese, all that. Took it back to the Tesla. And I think that was before. Here we go. Here's the sandwich. This thing was huge. Let me see if I can, I was actually talking here. I don't know if let me see if I can turn that on. Here we go. Let's see what I was saying. $7.50, but man, look at this thing. It's huge. Oh, a lot of meat on that bad boy. Look at that. Cheese. I evidently was really proud of the amount of meat on that sandwich, people. So there you go. I'll leave the audio on here so you can hear. So here we go, kind of pulling out. And that's actually the dairy that you can go in and tour, see how they process everything. So that's pretty exciting. And then headed out and headed on the road. Now, what was supposed to happen is I was supposed to go to the interstate, but it chose not to do that and decided to put me on this back road right here.
Like
Let me go ahead.
Huge traffic that the auto nav here, the full self-drive, has decided we need to go a different direction, retroCombs. So that's what we're doing. We're going to get a little more view of the cornfield. I actually like it. I love.
And I did. I really enjoyed that kind of drive through the cornfield instead of going up the interstate. And it was quite so. What am I doing here? retroCombs, what are you up to now?
I am in the middle of nowhere. It has taken me to a back road. Looks like I'm getting ready to come up here on something South State Line Road eventually. Maybe I'll get back to something besides corn.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I get a little worried when I start hitting these back roads like this. I have used like Waze and other things before and been stuck on gravel roads, but thankfully it was fine. So we were good. And then here coming up,
open glove box. So
had to grab my
the old pass. Right
there you go.
We'll go and throw that in the window.
Little toll. Have to pay your tolls in Chicago, that is for sure. So let me go ahead and skip a couple of videos here. Let's get you into downtown. So coming up on downtown here. Traffic was fine.
Right, folks,
wasn't too bad. And here we go. Then just when you think you're safe.
Trying to merge onto 80. And lo and behold, folks, here is the traffic in Chicago that we all know and love. Oh boy.
There it is, folks. Just Chicago traffic. It's a joy, that is for sure. I did stop in Trader Joe's, grabbed a couple of things here for these. Yeah, I got to have snacks. So let's get to the show. Enough of me driving. So this was what we were greeted by when we first walked in. All right, so let's take a little walk here on a Friday night as they're setting up and check out some things. So I'm going to turn the camera around here. And we'll just show you up and down some aisles here so you can see what's going on. Most people are setting up, obviously. Oh my goodness, look at this. It is a stack
Oh, floppies, not floppy disks, floppy drives. Look at that, folks. Wow, that's pretty cool. I will not be showing you everything, obviously, but let's just take a look at some of the tables here. Of course, you can't come to Vintage Computer Festival Midwest and not see the Stooge-O-Matic. Do not press both pedals together. Press foot pedal to change show. I'm kind of curious now. Here's that pedal. And there you go. Stooge-O-Matic. I love it. So Friday night's always fun because these are the times when you can actually take a look at things that you may not even be able to get near during the show when there are thousands of people in this place. Oh, there's our SX64. Love mine. Glad to see another in the wild. Apple II. What is this? A Canon CX1. That's really interesting.
Okay, if anybody's ever seen one of these, put that in chat. I want to know. So, Jamie, I have to say, I missed you that night because typically on Friday nights we're out walking around and checking things out. So sorry you missed that one. Jamie wasn't able to make it till the Saturday this year.
Seen one of those. Boy, the discoloration on that is bad. Hopefully that's turned on tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. There we go. That's what I want to do with my Model 4 right there. I want to add that. Super CPU there. Very cool.
All right, super CPU. I'd love to have that. And then there were others, folks getting ready. This was, let me back up here just a little bit. There we go. Give you a chance to look around here. See if you see something of interest. The telco was being set up. That was
the telco booth.
There you go.
Right here.
So they had phones all over the floor, which was great. And you could hear them ringing whenever you're walking around. That was a lot of fun. So just give you a couple of more images here. If you see something there, again, we're going to move on here a little bit. I've thought about putting all this together and splicing it, putting it as a video. If you think that'd be something people would be interested in, let me know. Let's see what we have here.
I actually sold these.
I did.
And was able to take one home to learn how to use it for several months. Really enjoyed it. It was so much fun, so ahead of its time. Got some basic word processors here. Oh, the Atari Stacy. Never seen one of those. Really nice. Look at that. With the trackball.
I always wanted one of those. Let's see. Let me go ahead and move over here a little bit. And there we go. So that's the Mega 65 booth. That's where I spent a lot of time this year with Dan Sanderson. I'm not sure. Dan's probably left us. Maybe not. Maybe Dan's still with us. And we'll get over there here in just a minute. So the other thing, we did have a lot of Mega 65 sightings, which was nice. And here's the booth right here. So I brought the dev kit for the Mega 65.
Cancellation on. Here is the setup, folks. We've got the dev kit right here. Got the cool banner. Check that out. Over here we have Dan set up. He's got the Mega 65 right here. See that with his Dell monitor. And then we've got some goodies. I've got to do some cleanup here, but it is looking good. And I was a little worried about the Checkmate monitor making it all the way here, and it looks like it came unscathed, so I think we're okay.
I really was worried about that. So you can see here as well, we did have some stickers for folks right here, and I had in my pocket something special for folks, and I'll share that here in just a little bit. So again, just great. We had the FPGA, which was the development board, along with the Mega 65 dev kit. I did try the Teensy ROM. We'll see that here in a little bit. In the dev kit. It was interesting. It didn't really work. So we're going to have to, not that I really am concerned about it in the dev kit, but it did work on the Mega 65, which is good. And let's see. Let's go to, uh-oh, something just happened. That's weird. it jump down here? Why did it do that? Oh yeah. And then I also produced a quick little short. I won't share that, but there's a short on the channel if you're interested in that, to tell people I was going to be there. You can see that. So let me go over here and do this and if you've not seen the hotel, it is a beautiful hotel. It is the Schaumburg Renaissance by Marriott, and just gorgeous, great place to stay. Decent amenities around. There's all kinds of shopping around there if you want to take your family. Really enjoyed that. It was a really good place to stay. We've been there before. This was kind of cool. Check this out. Not every hotel has one of these. That's spiffy. TV in a mirror. Makes you want to break out your Raspberry Pis and create a TV in your mirror, right? So here's the, how about that? I'm so complete, I even give you an example of the hallways. There, you didn't need that. I did a little short here. Nikki and I have actually, we stayed in this hotel, and this is what I'm actually mentioning in this video. We stayed in this hotel during COVID. And at the time there were about 20 of us. That was it. 20 of us in the whole hotel. So it was fun to have the whole hotel to yourself. RetroCat actually had some stickers for us, and she had those waiting for me at the reception desk, check-in desk, because she wasn't able to join us. So, and I told her I would put these out for her business. So she sent me a really nice little note, and we were able to put these out on the table and sell a few stickers for her. They were really cool. They're these little 3.5-inch floppies. She created those and created the stickers, and she's got a little burgeoning business going there, and they were really cool. Kind of popular too. A lot of people were looking at them and asking about them, so really like those. So thanks to RetroCat for that. This is what the setup looked like once we had everything. So had my stickers along with hers, and you can see I had a little $3 for the sticker that you could purchase those. So a little bit more from the show here. Let me go ahead and play from here. Oh, let me do this. This is the beginning of the show. This is how they start the show. So I'm going to let you listen to that as it goes.
0.
Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you so much for joining us here at VCF Midwest 20. Oh my God. What happens when you take one dormant computer show and you take another emergency computer show and you bury them in some basements and some banquet halls for 15 years and let it ferment? You get this monstrosity powered by your donations, because you notice you got them here for free. Oh my God, is this not free to operate? There is a blue light with a spark station that's greedy. It's greedy for your dollars. It's greedy for your cash. If you don't carry cash because it's 2025, we will take your credit card donations at the t-shirt table.
They'll take it any way they can get it. That's right. So that was, I thought I would share that, the opening. Not everybody was there for that, so it's fun to listen to them to get. Here's a familiar face. This is Jim Hoppel. It's from the Mega 65 Discord, who some of you may know. Just he was selling a Jamie. I'm gonna come over to you. What was he selling? What's that thing called? You have one, don't you?
Audio, okay. It's a Meshtastic 64.
Meshtastic
so like
64.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it was part of my. Yeah, is that showing up okay?
Yeah, there we go. We'll save that for a little later, so you can share that. Yeah,
pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, look forward to. And I didn't get one, so there's that. All right, we're almost done here. Hang in there, guys. I told you it's like that weird uncle with the slideshow.
All right, one of my favorites, Bit Binders, is here. Check it out. They've got their power supplies right here, and my personal favorites, they've got the Bit Binders 1581 here. They've also got the 1581DH, the horizontal, and then the one they sent me to take a look at on the channel, the DV, and you know how much I love that 1581DV. So good to see Bit Binders. Looking forward to meeting them. Hopefully they'll be here tomorrow. They're probably out grabbing dinner right now, but looking forward to spending time with them and thanking them personally for sending one over my way. Very cool.
So that was the night before. I messed up the alignment on that, but Craig was there, and we did get a chance to look at it. But check out some of the other things he has. He also has this really cool keyboard for the Amiga 1200.
Engineer by trade, or what?
Metallurgical engineer.
Metallurgical engineer. Oh, amazing. That's awesome.
Well, I was, and then I went into executive management and was an executive for most of my career.
Yeah, I get it. I was a faculty member, and now I'm in administration. So yeah, kind of making that shift.
So, over time, I kept acquiring hobbies.
So I didn't get all of that, unfortunately. Now here's Dan. Dan's doing his business, and he's talking all about the Mega 65. And I am always just amazed at how much Dan knows about the Mega 65. Of course, he should. And then he also had a presentation that was well received, Dan's Mega 65 Digest. By the way, if you've not subscribed to that and you're a Mega 65 fan, make sure you do that. Every month, Dan releases just some really good information about the Mega 65, how to get the most out of it, new things that are happening. It's really a cool, and he does an audio digest of it as well. So if you want to listen, like I listen to the Mega 65 Digest on my runs. So here's the Evo. Now this was interesting because it was just another 64 board, the Evo 64 board. And of course it is a kind of a competitor to the Ultimate, which is going to be used in the Commodore 64 Ultimate. So, but another board with some lights. I did buy something from this table. You'll get a chance to see that later. I love this. This is Commodore Sam. Commodore Sam had this device, and it was, let's see, you can probably hear him talking, but it's a Commodore 60 or Commodore 128 in this plexiglass case. It was really cool. I really liked it. And I was envious. So let's see. And here's the retro TVs. I just love a good retro TV right here. And who doesn't love Bugs Bunny, right? But that TV is so cool. And this.
The Mega 1581 by Bitbinders for the Mega 65. You see we got another one right here. And if Craig isn't careful, this one's going to walk off.
Well, actually, that one's not functional. This one is.
Oh, well, as they say, I picked the wrong one. All right.
So that was really cool because he had the Mega 65. Let me go back here. The Mega 65 does not yet have the expansion board. So he had to create a Mega 65 drive that works with the IEC port, but traditionally or originally it would have worked with the expansion port. So he's working with that, connected he and Dan up while we were there. And those two are talking to the Mega 65 team about maybe working together to develop this. Craig is just amazing. He's got some amazing ideas, and I'm hopeful that we will see that available for all of us with Mega 65s if we want to add a second drive. It's really cool. So thanks to him for doing that. Now this one was the Lodestar demo, and I don't remember the gentleman's name, but I just had a blast at this. This guy knew more about Lodestar than anybody on the planet had to. You could call up a disc number, and I feel like he could have told you exactly what was on that disc. It was very, very amazing. It was very cool. Lodestar, of course, being a magazine, a disc-on magazine for years, and it was just a great presentation. It's probably one of my favorite presentations, honestly. I really enjoyed it. And then this is Jim Drew. Jim Drew is actually a part of the Mega 65. Jim Drew is a part of the Commodore 64.net or the Commodore.net team. I'll get it right here in a minute. And he gave a presentation showing his journey from basically the creator of copy protection software all the way up to where he is now, and a bunch of stuff he couldn't talk about is what he shared. So love that presentation. That was good. Here's a Mega 65 sighting, but what was really interesting, and this is the first time I've seen it, they have actually printed every Mega 65 manual. I have not seen that before. Most of us have the user's manual, but I've not seen those printed. And I think it's interesting because Dan didn't want those printed just yet. So I think there's some more work to be done. So, but I think we all are looking forward to just having all of those manuals on our library shelf. So Dan, get to work on that when you get a chance. Looking forward to getting those done and printed. They did look good though. I think you'll have to admit, looked really good. Let me go ahead and sneak over here. Back to our area again. This is the actual dev kit. This is what was playing most of the time. Hey, Jamie, there's one of your Hack Shack stickers down there. You can see that being, I think we lost most of those. I think I only have a few of those left, so that's cool. And then I just had Mega Invaders up because it was just a good example of a modern recreation that looked really good on here. So let me see. This is closing. All right, we're finally getting to closing. Hang in there, guys. We're almost done. And I want to share kind of what it looked like. It's kind of sad. It's kind of depressing when people leave and they're shutting down. But I was there Sunday as they were closing everything down. I actually stayed one more night. I didn't leave until Monday morning. But you can see everything being shut down here. Let me go ahead and scrub through. Oh, the back door open. Not everybody gets to see that regularly. So there you go. And the energy level was just like super down at this point. Everybody's just like bummed that they have to go home, which I get. And then I just can't imagine some folks having to take this stuff back. There were tables full of stuff. Like that poor guy, where's he going to load all that? That wouldn't even fit in the back of my car. So there's the Macintosh librarian packing up her stuff. So I just thought I'd share a little bit of the closing there for you. There you go. A lot of empty tables at this point. Let me see if I have one more empty table there. And then the last thing I'll show you is, at least for those of us in Indiana, we do have the Indy Classic. It's probably the next one coming up, March 21st, 22nd. Jamie, they have a new venue. They're actually, or wait, were they at the Wyndham last year? I want to think they were at the Wyndham last year. Is that right?
I didn't go last year. I just remember it was kind of near the airport. But I don't know if that was the same one or not. I need to go back and look at the old listing. But yeah, I've only been once, so. Yeah, I think it's only once.
And I've never been, so maybe we'll have to plan a March trip up there and go check it out since it is close. Looks like it's growing, which is nice. I love that. Mm-hmm. Good to see that. Yeah. So, Jamie, any thoughts on Vintage Computer Festival Midwest as I'm looking at chat here?
Yeah, I mean, no, I loved it. I was kind of bummed that I didn't get to go. You know, I had other things I had to attend to on Friday, and I didn't take Monday off, so it was pretty much, Saturday, and got in late Friday night. I'm sorry, I had to leave super early Saturday morning, like in the dark, to get there a little bit after opening on Saturday, and I had to basically be heading back out Sunday afternoon to get home at a decent hour because I did not have time off of work for Monday. But I loved it. Let's see, that talk with Jim was really entertaining. I wasn't expecting it to be what it was, but I was happily surprised. That was pretty cool. The guy from that, because I was in there with you with the guy talking about this magazine, Lodestar. That was interesting and unexpected. And then I think I left out of there a little bit early because I was going to catch the guys that were talking about some Mac stuff, from Ron and Steve from Mac 84. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool. I didn't get to hang out with many folks, like I did last year, just for various reasons, and I was kind of tired. So that's my only thing. I hope next year I can hang out more and have a little more energy. But yeah, it was a blast. There was so much cool stuff like usual to try to take in, and you can't see it all.
You can't. I mean, I'm just amazed. It feels, when you first, at least for me, at least when I see that first room, I think, yeah, I can get through this. But I know I was looking for something specific, and I know it was there, but I never found it the whole time I was there. Yeah. So it's enormous, and it is a great time to network. I met several folks who I had not met before. I think the other fun thing for me is I get a chance to meet folks who actually watch the channel occasionally, and they come up and let me know. So that's always fun. Like Rick, who I'm not sure if he's still in chat, but we actually had a chance to have lunch with, it was Greg from Grand Rapids, Jamie, Rick, and Mr. Landfill and myself, and we all had lunch that day. And that was a blast just to sit down and talk to them get to meet them personally. So thanks for joining us for that too, Jamie. That was pretty cool.
That was nice. Yep.
Yeah. And did you go to the concert that night?
Yeah. I
didn't
didn't mention that. Yeah. The stop bits came out rocking and rolling. I probably left a little bit before they were technically all the way finished, and then there were some other shenanigans going on later, but I was zapped. I couldn't deal with it. But I wanted to, but I just could not. I could not hang. I'm getting old.
I couldn't either. I couldn't hang for it either. I went up. I was there I didn't even make the auction this year, which usually I go to the auction. I know you went to the auction for a little while, but it was a lot. Hey, Philip here. Yeah, that's right. Philip and I got a chance to meet. So good. It was good to meet you too, Philip. Thanks for that. Really good to again, meet folks and see faces. So that was very cool. It looks like Dan left us. Dan, safe travels. I know you're not hearing. You might come back. Hey, Def's here. Def, good to have you here. Let's see. I'm going to go back, Jamie, if you want to hang with me just a little bit here, and let's see what some folks said about some. There's a lot of conversation. I will not get to everything. Let's see. I love this, Evil J. Don't worry about losing power in the cornfield. Worry about he who walks behind the rows. Always Evil J with the win on that one. That's good. I saw that. The screens are fantastic. I saw someone put one in the OG Mac. I'm not sure what reference that is. Do you remember that reference, Jamie?
No.
I don't either. This is the hard part about chat when you go back. You can never remember.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen so many 1571s at the... Yes. And 1541s too. Now that's a start. Oh yeah, the start button on the Canon. I love that. That was really cool. Taro says call Batman with that line. Do you know that's interesting? They didn't have a bat phone. They need to do that. Somebody needs to do that for the show. That would be really cool with a big single button on it. That would be fun. I was watching. This is geeky, so get ready for this. Nikki and I were watching the original Wonder Woman show. I have found a new favorite channel, folks. It's called Heroes and Icons. I love that channel. I can't help myself. It's just a bunch of old shows. And in the later seasons, there is a robot called Rover. I want to recreate Rover. Do you remember that robot, Jamie, at all?
That was on the Wonder Woman? No.
Yeah. Yes.
If I do, maybe I need to see it to flash back my memory. I'm imagining like that dog robot from Doctor Who when you say
it's
Rover,
very similar.
K9.
It's very similar to K9, and I think it was their version, but it's really cool. Take a look at it. But it rolls on these casters, and I'm trying to figure out how they made this thing move, because it's pretty cool. And because it's on 3 casters, they got this thing spinning around. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Dan said, and I know he's not here, but New Commodore was not there officially, but I was there, and Jim Drew is on the table right next to us. And both of those individuals are involved with Commodore.net. So Dan is actually working on the user's manual, and Jim Drew is the keyboard provider. So it's going to be cool. Did you order, Jamie, a C64 Ultimate or C64 Ultimate Pro, or no? Are you out?
No, I feel like I got to do something with my backlog of existing crap before I bother with anything else, or I'm going to get thrown out of my house. So that's where I am.
Yeah, don't tell the lovely accountant. Yeah, I think she knows. I did tell her. So let's see, 90s mall vibe. Did have kind of a 90s mall vibe, that hotel, for sure. Let's see. I had my Mega 65 on display on the Finished Amiga Users event, which happened to be on the same day as VCFMW. It also made it unscathed. What display did you have on that, Taro? Did you also have a Checkmate on that? I love that Checkmate monitor. I'm not going to lie, James. That thing is awesome.
That's really nice.
It is. I don't want CRTs, as I've told you. I've got the Apple II CRT and one other one, and that is it. But I love that thing. I can see myself in a couple of years getting another one of those, just so I could keep things set up. Let's see. Deft joined us, filled a Wi-Fi network thing. I think we're getting down to... here we go. Dan says, I gave Craig an expansion board prototype, and he assembled it and put it in his Mega 65. Not fully functional yet, but good to have him as a partner. Outstanding. Thank you for that, Dan. That's going to be good. I can't wait to get those 1571s. Is that what it was? Yeah, 1571. The manuals aren't done, but it's open text, so you can print them. I politely asked that nobody offer them for sale until they're done. I got it. They want to do a Kickstarter. Hey, you heard that here. They want to do a Kickstarter for the manuals. I'll be supporting that for the Mega 65. That's cool. And they will be spiral bound. Yes.
Nice.
We've done that one. There you go. Richard, still here. It was great to be able to join you guys for lunch. It was, Rick. Really enjoyed getting to know you, and we'll see you next year if you can join us. And I think Taro says, I wish I had the Checkmate. I had to settle for a loaner Samsung at the event. We had, you remember the one booth, Jamie, where he forgot his monitors and he went over to the free table and grabbed a couple of monitors? What was that booth?
Oh, gosh. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I remember the free table, the free piles constantly in flux the whole weekend, and sometimes there's obviously sometimes there's some trash on it, but sometimes there's some cool stuff too. Somebody else, was it the same guy, or as another video, had forgotten their mice and keyboards too, and went over there and had what they needed for their demo?
Yep, that was, I think, yeah. So, if you don't show up, just go to if you don't have what you need, go to the free table. I probably could have found a he'd found a monitor, so I probably could have found a monitor over there too if I wanted to. So
sure. Free
table is great. I'll tell you what, let me do some business here, Jamie, and then I'll come back and we will talk about the things that we acquired. So want to come back over here and just remind everybody that if you like what you're watching, make sure, do all the thing the kids do down below, as I like to say, thumbs up, hit the alerts, do all that business. And then also, what you may not know, and I don't have a super cool graphic for it yet, but I will do that, is you can become a member to the channel down below now. I have migrated from Buy Me a Coffee to YouTube memberships to make it easier for everybody involved. I have YouTube membership levels all the way from you don't want me to acknowledge you at a very low level, you're a lurker, to all the way up to you can be an executive producer like Jamie and Mislav, and you can get a little wrench and help us in the chat room and all those types of things. But you also get other perks too. So take a look at that. That is down below. Feel free to do that. And probably the biggest perk of all, for all levels beyond the VIC-20, starting at the VIC-20 level. So I have PET VIC-20, C64, 128, plus 4, and Mega 65 levels, is you get to be in the Discord. And in the Discord's where all the fun stuff happens. You can even find this guy hanging out in the Discord with his own channel. He's got a Jamie's Hack Shack channel there. So if you want to do that, make sure you do that. And again, let me remind you that if you want to subscribe to Jamie's stuff, go to @Jamie's Hack Shack and subscribe. He's got some cool stuff. He had a cool video, this last one. You want to talk a little bit about what you did with your Septandy? Oh, gosh, I can never remember Septandy.
Yeah, and it's usually associated with Tandy stuff, and I guess this is technically Tandy, but a while back, I guess it's been a few years now, I was getting a little hankering. If anybody remembers the old Armatron little robot arm thing.
Always wanted one of those.
Like that used to be. I remember like always wanting to go in and play with it, and stuff when my mom was shopping, because there was a Radio Shack in a little mall area where I grew up. And I'll tell the story in the video. But one day, I think it was report card day, she was picking me up instead of me riding the bike home from school, and there was an Armatron in the back seat of the car, which was so cool. It was a nice surprise. And anyway, so I got one, and I bought it because what I do is probably not financially the best thing that I always end up doing is I look for the cheapest shipping thing with Buy It Now from somebody who doesn't have sketchy feedback instead of doing like an auction and actually trying to get a deal. And anyway, I got it. It was non-working, and I've been putting it off for forever. And I was like, hey, this would be probably something I can do relatively easily if it's not completely screwed up. And I got it on the bench, and it was true to its ad. It did not work, but the fix wasn't too bad. You can check the video out if you want to.
Yeah, we won't spoil. Don't spoil it.
Nostalgia hit.
Yeah, it was. I saw that, and immediately when I saw the thumbnail, I'm like, I'm there. Here I go, because I always wanted one of those and never did. And I left a comment for Jamie. I said, next thing he needs to do is hook a Raspberry Pi Pico up to it and automate that sucker. So that would be a lot of fun. Although you probably don't want to mess it up. So Philip says we're getting close to Naboo-vember. Is that a thing?
Oh my gosh. I haven't touched my Naboo in so long.
Gosh, it's sitting over there, and I can see it, but I think I'd have to. I don't know. I'd probably have to update the software and everything. So, Philip, are you doing anything for Naboo-vember? There you go, Naboo-vember. Let me know. Oh, this is interesting. What is the Arcoda version of the Checkmate? I'm not familiar with that. Evil J says Armatron was way more popular than Radio Shack's other product. The other product, the Legotron. There was a Legotron? I don't remember a Legotron. Oh my goodness.
I think he's pulling your Legotron.
He's just trying to pull my Legotron again. That's right. Evil J. So the other thing you need to be warned about, if you do join the channel and you get access to the Discord, Evil J's there dropping those puns all the time. It's a great place. Actually, we have a really good group in the Discord. So again, if you're interested in that, go down below and you have that option. Or if you're just want to support one time, do like was done earlier. Xander did a little bit earlier, and you can hit that super chat too if you're enjoying what you're watching today. All right, enough of the PBS trying to sell you on membership stuff. Let's go back and have some fun with, here we go. I've got a desk view right here. Look at that. I moved up here now, and we're going to kind of talk about some things. Before I do that, Jamie, do you want to share some of the things that you acquired first? Because I have a full screen. Want me to, sure. Yeah, I have a full screen of you. Let me get me off of here. There you go.
Yeah, let me, and excuse my, if my audio goes out when I switch over, I'll just show stuff. We'll see here. Let me see if you got my bench here.
We got it.
See my bench? I know this
and we can hear you.
Throwing off my exposure. Okay, great. So let me start. I want to start with just some swaggy stuff. So you were talking about Macintosh Librarian, and if no one's checked her channel out, it's really cool, and she's super nice. And one of the cool little things she does is she's got this little character that's called Mackie, and it's just fun. And I think they 3D printed out some, and were giving some away. And I missed one last year, and I was kind of bummed, so I got one this year, so that was kind of fun. And you know, there were some. I love stickers, so I just picked up a few stickers. This was kind of spread out at the table near the end. I guess it's Seamus Arduino x86. I'm not sure what the deal is with this brick over here, but there was a brick. Yeah, let me. Yeah, there's a brick sticker, and then Macintosh librarian sticker, which was fun. And you know, all those Mac guys and any computer guys, but they really have a whole big thing about the battery. So here's Steve from Mac 84. They made a joke sticker, and it's like "Leave the battery in." So this is like evil Steve. So that's kind of funny. And then Ron had a thing. You know, I forget. Do you remember what those are? Because you have more Mac experience than I do. Like
Yeah,
it was it was like every PowerBook 100 series.
Yeah, PowerBook 100 series. Yep.
So he had like every single one, and so he had a sticker that was kind of you know, going for that. And then this was actual one. I know we talked about T-shirts. I didn't hate the T-shirt because I don't know if you noticed on the back of the T-shirt this year was the guy's, I forget his name, so I feel real bad. The inventor of X modem, you know, the guy I think pretty much made the first BBS. So he was on the, you know, his picture was on the back, so it's kind of like a little memorial to him. But anyway, this is one of the VCF stickers, the official VCF stickers. And then John from Big Bad Biologist from Big Bad Bench was there, and he's the one that had that. You know, he had a couple of Macs that were so really screwed up that the chips were like hanging in midair, and they were just connected with magnet wire. I think I showed you. That's his channel and his stuff. So those are the stickers. But getting to the good stuff. So this is something I've been wanting to get for a very long time. This is a badge. It's from SuperCon 6 out in. It's like the Hackaday conference, and the guy, you might have what's his business name? The guy with the core something, you know, Core 64 IO. So he had his normal stuff he was selling, but he also had some of these, and I thought he was just showing this off, but he was actually selling them, and for much cheaper than I'd seen other people sell them for. So I got it. This is kind of like, you know, I just love it because it's like an old school bit flipping kind of machine you can just load stuff into, right? I'm anxious to play with it. I haven't really played with it yet, but it's pretty cool. And I think it's got a, I don't know if this is a PIC chip or what, microchip processor on the back. I'm not sure. That's probably not going to focus. But I didn't notice this until I got home. It says a programmer who has never coded ones and zeros in machine language is like a child who has never run barefoot on the grass. I thought that was fun. And then up here, if it still doesn't work, try harder. If it still doesn't work, go to 1. So
that's cool.
This was pretty cool. And that same guy, this was now actually one of his products he had. Was this he had some SAOs, which is a whole thing for like badge life and all, but this was like a little etch-a-sketch.
Now I remember you buying that, but I do not remember you buying that other board. Interesting. You snuck that one in on me. I was like, oh yeah, that's for sale. And then we were talking to the guy with had some really nice pliers. I grabbed some of these because I'm usually using well, where are they? I don't have them handy, but really I just buy a bunch of cheap ones in bulk, but these are a little bit nicer flush cutters. This is Lindstrom. And I think these are Exolites, right? Or Weller. These are Wellers. I still can't get that. So that's those little, you know, some pretty nice pliers there. So got that. So this is the fun thing. This is the, I'll put his thing so you can read his URL. I think that's his website for Jim, right? Bitzil. Yeah.
That's his card he had there. So yeah, this is, so you might can tell too, maybe explain better than I did, but so if you don't know what Meshtastic is, you can Google that or look up Laura Meshtastic. But Jim has got a little software he's written, and he's got a, I don't want to pop this apart, but especially, you know, he's got a interface here for the 64 that's got like a Meshtastic Laura radio on it. And they had several 64s, you know, set up on the floor in different places, and people were chatting back and forth over, you know, over that. So that was really cool. So I'm anxious to play with that. And I'm anxious to kind of see if I can do it myself. So what I was thinking, maybe, you know, depending on time, maybe I can rig up one with a radio I've got and just like, you know, dead bug wire it, and then you can take this one and we can see if we can talk to each other. So
that'd be fun.
Might be interested in trying that. But yeah, that's the I think that's the main stuff I've got. So I can head back over to you now.
That is cool. Yeah, nice selection of stuff for sure. So the Laura, I'd have to get out of the basement for that though, right? I'm pretty sure that would.
You'd be surprised because that's the whole thing about it. Yeah, I mean, as close as we are, even in the basement, I think it might work. But we ought to try and see. So
yeah, give that a shot.
Yeah, I can give you my other one. You can hook it to Bluetooth, and I can send messages from this one, and we can, because I think I can. This one will also work just like the one I already have. Like I can just interact with it with my phone and send messages. So we can play around and experiment and see.
Yeah, Faceless asks, wow, is he selling those yet? Yeah, I think they are available on his website. I think he is selling those. So check out his Meshtastic for the C64, Jim. I think does have some.
Yep.
And I just missed, I missed it. So I actually asked him about it earlier, and he said he would save one for me, but I was supposed to go back and everybody's packing up, so I just missed it. But that would be fun. Yeah, I loved what they were doing. They were kind of sharing some of the things that were coming up occasionally. You could see it in chat. So if you had a 64. And then I guess, Jamie, if you had a handheld LoRa device walking around, you would have been able to join that same network, Meshtastic network. Yep. Is that right? So
yep.
It is really
just
cool.
A couple of settings. Yep, a couple of settings. As long as you match up, then you can drive. Like, there's like short or like long, fast. As long as everybody's got the same settings, you can all. If you're in the region, in the area, you can all usually hit each other.
Super cool. Yeah, that was just, so they have the phone lines to show the kind of the retro communication, but then Meshtastic for kind of a more modern, but all using it on the 64. I thought that was really cool. All right. Well, here we go, Jamie. I'm gonna start running through my gaggle of stuff, and it's a bunch. I'm sorry, folks. It's kind of like the video I just showed you. It's going to be a lot, but we'll go through here. And go through that. And if you have questions, be sure and put those in chat and we'll go. So first things first, this was interesting. I had a chance to meet Raj. This is his contact information. I probably shouldn't put that on. Well, I mean, it's a business card, but Raj is a MIDI guy. And I'm interested in doing a project where I connect a MIDI keyboard to the Mega 65. And so he and I were talking about this device, which is the Teensy ROM, which I did not get at Vintage Computer Festival of Midwest, but I purchased before and was trying it. But this is really a cool device. If you're not familiar with this, it's kind of like I guess it's like an Ultimate 2, maybe just not as full featured, but it has a network port, USB, SD card, plugs into the cartridge port, but this is the secret sauce right here. So with this USB, it's also MIDI capable. So, and then the TC-ROM firmware actually supports all kinds of different MIDI keyboards, what am I trying to say, protocols. So I'm anxious to try that. And then, of course, you can load the software from that. So had a chance to talk to Rod. He's planning on helping me with that. So this is a video I'm probably going to start working on, hopefully, in December. So looking at that being my holiday project this year. The person next to me, and sorry I didn't get his name. Oh, it looks like I spilled some water. Just ignore the liquid next to the electronics, folks. You didn't see that, Evil J. Just ignore that. But the gentleman next to me had a printer hooked up. I think it was which printer was it, Jamie? Do you remember which printer that was? Snapforge? Is that what it was? I think it was. I can't remember. But just gorgeous stuff. He's just constantly printing stuff off, and he printed this keychain, which I guess he owes Commodore some license fees now. I don't know how all that works. Hopefully not. And then this is Vintage Computer Festival Montreal, Canada, for us to get excited about. That's coming up soon in 2026. I told Jamie we should make the trip to Montreal. I've not been to Montreal. I would like to go to Montreal. I might have to look at that. I wish they had put dates on here though. That would have been nice, but maybe they're not set yet. But here's the website if you're interested in that. Here was the badge for this year. You can see that here. Because I was at Dan's little desk or table with him, they were kind enough to give me an exhibitor badge on this one. And these were 3D printed, which is really cool. So they had all these printed, they put these on, and then they hand these out. So you can see the back here. I snagged one of these for Jamie too because he was running late. We wanted to make sure that he got one. You can see some of the sponsors. Always love to see Bonus Life Computer. Bonus Life did something a little different this year. They were clearing out. They had stuff that they had not fixed. 24-25 Montreal. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the winter. That's not a good time to go to Montreal, but who knows? And then World of Commodores in December. So I don't know. So have to think about that. But anyway, back to Bonus Life Computers. He was just clearing out the garage. I talked to Scott and he said, we just brought everything. Some things are working, some things aren't. And and got some really good deals on stuff. So that was pretty cool. Also, not that this is exciting, not that that's the view we want, but I just grabbed $2 a piece, $2 a bag for this, $2 for this, from 5.25 inch floppies for the SX64 because I plan on doing something with the SX64 and needed some floppies. So $2, that's not bad, right? That works for me. Then, speaking of bonus life computers, I found these guys. Check this out, folks. Look at the little bit of a you know, ding right there, but I'm really excited. Star Raiders, if you didn't know, Star Raiders originally came with an extra controller to add more excitement to the game, make it more, you know, sci-fi-y, more involved. And I remember playing the heck out of this. This was one of my Christmas gifts one year. I loved it. This one actually says it comes with the Atari Action Pack comic book. I wonder if the comic book's in here. Jamie, I'm going to open this up. Let's see if the comic book is in here. I'm going to pull you up while I'm doing that.
KB Toys? Is that a KB Toys sticker on there?
That
or
is
what is
it.
that?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, cool. Sorry.
KB Toys. No, that's great. All right, let's see what we have here. So here is the Star Raiders box, just gorgeous. See, it's a little beat up there. Let's see if I hope the comic's in there. I didn't even check that, Jamie, when we did that. Oh boy, let's see. Come on, baby. Got the instructions, but I don't believe we have the comic. Looks like the comic isn't in there, unless it's in the other box. We'll take a look at that here in just a minute and see if it's in there. But did you ever play this game? I think you said you'd never experienced it with the...
I don't think so, or I had to see it because you know, a lot of that from when I was a kid, I was at my older cousin's house and I was just trying to keep up. I didn't know what was going on. Oh, that's so cool! So it's got a dedicated controller.
Dedicated controller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no comic. So I missed out on the comic, but check this out. So for Star Raiders, you can see that you can you get your 4-view, your galactic map, hyper warp, so you can just go right in, computer on and off, shields, and then it doesn't use these other ones, but just really cool. And this is in really nice shape. This was rarely used. That's awesome. So maybe during a live stream one day, we'll play a little Star Raiders. That could be fun. And we can play that. Should be able to play that on the 2600 Plus, since we have the cartridge too. I am so glad I found these. So cool. And then, while we're talking keyboard controllers there, Jamie, you may remember I also picked up this guy right here for use with the video computer systems keyboard controllers. This could be used for several different cartridges, but the reason most people bought this was for the basic programming cartridge. So, and unfortunately it doesn't come with that. I'll have to grab that somewhere else. And then it had these overlays that you put on top, and then it would have the basic programming code. So kind of like the ZX Spectrum, where you're just pressing a button to enter the code. But here's what's cool. I had forgotten about this until I got these again. So you can take the two of them and you can connect them, lock them together to create, and then there's an overlay for that. So those are really cool. I'm kind of curious to see if I can get those working on the Mega 65. So I talked to Dan about it. We think that should be doable. Just have to look at some registers and then maybe do something really kind of unique with that. So yeah, again, when will I have time? I don't know, but I want to try it. I want to try it. It's my retirement.
That's very cool.
Now this one, I am going to talk a little bit while I get it ready because this one was the same guy who printed this little guy was selling these. Check this one out. I don't know if you saw this, Jamie, but it plugs in. So here we go.
Oh.
Boom. Oh, yep.
Oh, nice.
There we go. So yeah, a little, and you can, because I'm right here on the camera, it looks better from a distance, obviously, but that's, I think I'm going to take this one actually to my work. This one won't be in the studio. This is going to go to work with me. So really love that. Pretty inexpensive too. Everything in the power supply, created, 3D printed, 20 bucks. I didn't think of that at all. Not bad at all. This is, let's do this one. This one I'm excited about too. So you all know I have the SX64. There's another video I want to do on the SX64. I may have to ask Jamie to help with that one, but it takes two people to haul that thing around. Easy script, comprehensive word processing. But what I really like about this is disk is rarely used. I mean, this thing, I don't think it's hardly ever been used. Even the little silver metallic cover is still good, but this has a beautiful the manual right here. and it is in beautiful shape. And I'm really just curious about doing a kind of video like, can you actually use a word processor on the Commodore 64 today? So that would just be, I think, and taking the SX64 out somewhere like a coffee shop, like Lukaby, sitting there and watching people come up and ask, what the heck are you doing?
That'd be fun.
It should be
Can
a
I
lot
have
of
like
fun.
a hand crank generator there with you?
Yeah,
to
you
add
could
to the,
get it going. Yeah, that'd be great. This thing was like $5 though. I mean, it was
That's
super
so cool.
cheap, super cheap. And the Commodore 64, did you ever use it for word processing? I never did.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, like, I used EasyScript on a C64 with like a dot matrix printer to turn in a few papers before I got my first 386. I think even I know it's my sophomore and junior year. I did papers with EasyScript.
Did you?
Yeah.
So the only ones I ever did used was GeoWrite on the 128. That's the first time I used word processing. That was fancy, yeah.
You had fonts and stuff. Wow.
Yeah, everybody thought I had a Mac, which is fun. So, so here's the next thing I got. I got this cool bag for free.
Ooh,
sorta.
nice.
It's not really free because I had to buy 2 things to get it for free, but I'll show you those in just a minute. This is that Lantern text adventure game that we were talking about. That was pretty cool. If you want to create your own text adventure, I think it works on original Macs, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it works on modern PCs too. But you can scan that code right there and do that. Now, the reason I got the bag was because I have these 2 things. Jamie's he's gonna want this. Let me go ahead and get a cable ready here. I think that one's plugged in. Is that one plugged in? That one is plugged in. Is it plugged in? It is plugged in. All right, here. You ready, Jamie? Get ready.
Oh man.
You're gonna want this. Boom.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is a
Right
nice
on.
one. Yeah, now this one is this one probably will go in the studio, but these were 3D printed. And
Is that from the Dungeon folks?
That is from
Tech Dungeon?
No, was it Tech Dungeon?
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think
I
so.
don't know. They have signs and stuff.
I've even got the instructions, but they need to put their name on stuff so they remember where we bought them. But I cannot remember. They had a tunnel. I have a picture of all the different ones they had. But this one spoke to me because I have a lot of Commodore and Atari. But as you all know, Radio Shack has a soft spot for me too. But not only that one. Yeah, I know. I went crazy. Chat's going, is this guy ever going to stop? I don't know if they're saying that or not, but probably. All right. But I also have this one right here, Jay. You're probably not as excited about this one, but I will be. You'll know why I am. Here we go. Ready? Boom.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that one looks
Very
good.
cool.
So of course, got Galaga playing back here. So my favorite game of all time is just that one. That one has more between that and Zax. I don't know which one, Galaga or Zaxxon. Probably Galaga has more coins than Zaxxon for me. So
Love Galaga.
love
Or
Galaga.
depending on who you talk to.
Galaga. Galaga.
That one guy. Some people are like, they say it's the follow up to Galaxian, so it's Galaga. I'm like, I think everybody
Galaga.
calls it Galaga.
I think they
I don't
do
know.
too.
What
All
do
right,
y'all
chat.
think? Is he in the chat? How do y'all? Yeah.
Yeah. Do it, chat. Let us know. Are you in the Galaga camp or the Galaga camp? Is it right? Galaga? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to still call it Galaga, and I can just be wrong if that's wrong because I think there must be a lot of people that are wrong.
I think there are a lot of people that are wrong. Okay, is it GIF or GIF? There you go. No, I won't get that started. No. We it could be fighting words, right? We may lose half our viewers if we have that conversation. All 20, we could lose all 23 viewers. All right, let's see. We're actually getting there. I also, from the same folks, got, I don't know why, but I just love these too. Whoever they are, they didn't put their names on anything. They really need to work on that. Let me make sure it's stacked stuff so I don't forget. I'm saving the best for last. But these little guys, so little coaster set, right? So I love it. You get if you bought 4, you got the free holder for it. So here are the 4 that I got.
Now, was that the Tech Dungeon people?
I don't know. I've got a picture.
Okay.
Let me see if I
They have
can.
like a lot of cool stuff. It's that husband and wife team. They've got all that stuff.
Is that what they're called? Tech Dungeon?
I think so, right?
Okay,
Something like that.
I don't know. Tech Dungeon. We're going to go with that, Jamie.
You got the shelf risers from them last year or
Yeah.
the year before.
Yep, got it right over here. Yep, as a matter of fact. So So there is, and as you all know, I typically have, let's see if I can do this. Oh, what was that?
That may have been an Apple IIc. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
Apple IIc down, folks. There we go. Live. There you go. You know, I almost, oh, you can't see it, but I've been using this right here, but this sticks, and that's what caused my water thing. So because it's that, so now I can put it on this, and hopefully it doesn't stick because it's got some, you know, so that's what so I'm going to put that somewhere else. So let's just go ahead and we'll put that there for now. But then I also have Amiga, which I thought was pretty cool. That's the original Amiga. There you go. Hope they're paying their royalties now. And then this one, which I thought you would like. So, which goes with the shirt I'm wearing, which I also got, as I mentioned earlier in the show. It is the, what, 40th, 50th, whatever, 50th anniversary for the MOS 6502. So celebrating that. So those are pretty cool. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Let me go ahead and put these back in here. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them. I think those will probably stay down here because I do use a coaster all the time to soak up the liquid. Okay, the next thing, let's see. Here's Commodore Sam's business card. Commodore Sam was the one who had the Commodore 128 in the plexiglass case. Really cool. Got a chance to really spend time talking to him. He actually watches the channel. So it was good to chat with him. And then he also was selling, think KVM for IEC. Now there's some acronyms for you. Look at this little guy. And I got it in this color. So you can hook up your IEC devices, which would be, you know, either printers or drives, and you can multi-select on multiple computers so you don't have to keep disconnecting them and connecting them. Thought that was pretty cool right there. So I'm not sure why there's a little hole right here. It looks like at one point they were thinking about putting some kind of screw in there. So I don't know what's holding this thing together. I wonder if I was supposed to, there's a screw missing. Yeah, it looks like maybe there was supposed to be a screw there. I should check that, but that's okay. I don't think you really need it. So that's kind of cool. All right, before I get, oh, here's the instruction manual. It does come with a handy printed instruction manual so you can figure out how to use that thing and what it's used for. Let me go ahead, Jamie, we're going to go to chat and check on some folks before I just have 1, 2, 3, about 5 more things left. Let me get caught up here, see what's going on. Teensy ROM is so fun. Faceless has used the Teensy ROM is surprisingly. Have you played with the Teensy ROM, Jamie?
I have not.
It is surprisingly good. I was kind of floored by it too. Ooh, I forgot the oversized box. Hang in there, Evil J. As long as the keypad's in there, still a good deal. Talking about the Atari cartridges. Is there light gun support for the Mega 65? No, but I think somebody told me they were working on it. I think it was Jim. Jim might be working on that for us, which would be really cool. Evil J says, what was the word processor they'd put in? Yes, in Computes Gazette. Yes, everybody used that thing. I mean, it was the type in word processor and you load it. Yeah, it was very popular. A lot of people use that. You're right. Jamie, I hear Jamie going, he's searching for us. The light gun support is pretty much an impossibility with modern displays. Speed script, that's it. Thank you. Speed script, outstanding. I think it is now. I've seen things lately. However, old school light gun with CRT will definitely work. Good thing I have a Trinitron. Quit bragging, Taro. Let's see. Speed script. Yep, there you go. Evil J figured it up. If I just gone through chat. So, but thank you for that. Taro, it'll work. Whoa, goodness gracious. What is going on here? There we go. It'll work for you then. Light guns work by a system sending a blank frame with white squares around the targets as you press. Even the slightest lag will mess this up. Oh, Deft says, check out the send-in light gun, for example. So there you go. There you go. Tawny, yep, he's in my camp. Galaga and Zaxxon were our favorites for sure. Okay, here's Evil J. I used to call it Galaga, but I mostly say Galaga. No, I don't know. I guess that's what he says. I couldn't get that. Oh, Philip bought a game controller from them. Yes, I have a couple of game controllers from last year. I got the TI one and the Apple. They make a really nice Apple controller, Jamie, if you're looking for one that's mechanically switched and wired up, which is really nice. Cool business card.
Better than that, what I've got. Oof, it's terrible.
Oh, that's horrible, man. I just... It's like flops over on you. Yeah. Just read up on the send-in light gun. It's a mouse emulator. Okay, well, there you go. That's interesting. And let's see, one more. I used SpeedScript 128 extensively when I was in junior and high school. There you go. All right, let's go back and finish up the unboxings and pretty much the stream. So the next thing I'm going to show this, what is this? Oh, this is just Citizen's little flyer that they had, which is really kind of cool. They always have a nice booth. So kind of a nice little, there you go. If you're interested in Citizen, that's good. Let's do this one next. Now this one, I will say it was kind of an impulse, but I was pretty excited about it. Look at this guy. So Eaton's $120. $20 is what I got it for. This is a data set. Let me move my keyboard here. There you go. The Model C2N. Look at this thing. I tell you, it looks like it's not even been taken out of the box. You can see the cable here, and we are going to take it out of the box. All right, so let's check it. This is the first time I did not want to take it out of the box while I was there. Made in Taiwan. So one of these days, I'm probably going to upgrade a pet. And when I do, I'm going to want a data set that matches it. So look at that. This thing is gorgeous. This will match the VIC-20, right? Is this more, Jamie, was this one more for the VIC-20 or was it for the pet? I want to think pet, but maybe it's for the early VIC-20s. Let me see. I don't,
Works, right?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I wasn't switched over to you. What'd you say?
I was going to say, I mean, it kind of looks like it matches the pet aesthetic, but that early VIC-20s could work for that too.
Yeah, it could work for that. Yeah. So
I'm not sure what the year was on that.
I don't either. I don't remember. But this is, wow, this thing, take a look at this. This is, whoa, that is solid. Yeah, I don't think this, it's still on 0-0, which I guess somebody would have pressed that, but still seems like it's in really good shape. Everything is solid. So I think that was a good one. For 20 bucks, I think that is a little piece of retro nostalgia that works for me. Let me go ahead and put this back up and come back over here.
I wonder how the belts are on that. That's the only thing I'd be worried about is the belts inside are okay, but that's trivial to fix.
Where do we get replacement belts nowadays?
There's a ton of places. I know like Tech Knight has been doing some stuff, or if you ever watch Tech Moan.
Oh, Tech Moan, yeah. Yep.
He's got lots of, you know, where he's sourced belts from. So it shouldn't be too bad if you need some or one.
Yeah, I think, does the, now the, let's see, the C64 Ultimate does not come with a data port, I don't think. I think you have to buy that separately, and I don't think they're available right now, if I remember. So I wouldn't be able to hook it up to that, but I have a C64 over there. We can run it by there and check that, so I'll have to do that. All right, just putting this thing back in the box because I want to make sure it is protected. There you go, got it back in the box. Still looks good. All right, we're winding up, folks. Hang in there. Appreciate the 20. Hey, welcome. Happy Sunday, all. I don't know how I didn't see you and say hi at VC. You know what? Actually, I went by your booth. I'm pretty sure you were on the left-hand side, and I think you were busy. You had a lot of people stop by. So good to have you here. Thanks for joining the stream. Evil J, yeah, belts would be dried out by now, no doubt. Yeah, probably and break, right? Let's see. Here we go. This is the, this one? Okay, these two go together. I gotta make sure I do this right. All right, we're getting there, folks. This one, check this out. This is, I'm gonna put bare metal Commodore emulator interface board. Emulate the following systems with bare metal 64. If you're not familiar with bare metal 64, it is a Raspberry Pi, I guess firmware distribution, whatever, that doesn't boot into Linux, but boots from bare metal to emulate the Commodore 64, uses Vice basically, and is hard-coded on there. So this, I'm sure, will be the subject of a live stream. I'm not going to open it, but check it out. You get a little case. It comes with the SD card with bare metal 64 on it, but look at what it does for you here. It includes your ports on the back from your Raspberry Pi, but check this out, folks. You get real joystick ports already built in, so we can use our regular joysticks on this. So I think this, oh, what is, there's like some kind of little chip puller. So what do you think that's for? The little tweezers. Does that get the SD card in and out? That could be really handy. Maybe, so. I don't know, maybe. So I think that's going to be the subject of a future live stream. If you'd like to see that in a live stream, please put that. So I'm not even going to take it out of the bag. If you'd like to see that as a live stream, put that in the chat below. If you think, Combs, that's a crazy idea, there's not enough for a live stream, I disagree, but put it in chat anyway. All right. Let's see. And then last two items I'm the most excited about, although I have to say, I shouldn't say the last three, I really am. This really excited me. I don't know why, but I've always wanted to play with bare metal 64, and the fact that it was all self-contained and ready to go just thrilled me. This is, I'm going to go back to this. You're going to be off mic for a few minutes there, Jamie. Hang on. I'll be back in a second. This is Meatloaf. So this is, Meatloaf is FujiNet for the Commodore 64. And this is a little case for it right here. You can see that. Let me get that over here. And this is from Citizen right here. It had these neat, and what was really neat is he had just a bunch of these separated, and you could pick your colors. So you could get a cream and a brown one, a red and a black one, so you could pick. So I chose the traditional brown and black for mine. And then Meatloaf is in here. So this will probably be a live stream as well. So it's, you know, again, a lot of this stuff is fodder for live streams is what I'm hoping. Because as you all know, I do live stream, and if it doesn't work, it's almost as exciting as if it does. And it typically doesn't the first time. So here is, I won't pull this out too much, but you can see right here, the FujiNet board here with the ESP32, and then it plugs into the IEC port, right? And then this is kind of cool too. A little sticker for it, and then here's all of your instructions to get everything going. So we had a chance to watch and get that running, or watch one running while we were there. He kind of demoed it for us, which was nice. Also, what's really neat, Jamie, I don't know if you saw this, probably not, Computes Magazine, first edition, had a whole article on FujiNet, and it was focused on Atari, but they're doing a series on it. So I think there's like the next 3 or 4 issues are going to have FujiNet articles.
I'm catching up to the game there. I wasn't in at first, but I just got the first issue, and I'm subscribed now, so I'm ready to go.
It's I've enjoyed it. I just finished the first issue this morning. As a matter of fact, I was reading it with some coffee this morning before we are doing our normal Sunday activity things, and really good. I enjoyed it. So, all right. And now, here we go, Jamie. This is the one that everybody's been not waiting for, but I'm super excited about it. Here we go. All right, you're going to be off mic for a minute. Hang on. Here we go. This is, folks, the American Retro Shop Retro Chip Tester Premium. Oh my goodness. Check this out, guys. This is, and I told Jamie, don't buy one of these. This is the chip tester for the block. So anybody on the block who wants to use this and borrow this can. Of course, I know that it'll only be Jamie and I, because we're the only ones that do this geeky stuff. So, but check it out. Let me go ahead and open this up for you. I saw this. I've been wanting one of these for at least a couple of years. I've had a couple of situations where I could have fixed some things if I had something like this. So let me go ahead and bring this out of the box first. And we'll show you some of the parts and components here. So here is our Retro Chip Tester Professional. I do not want to say that 3 times fast. Or there you go, I'll just say RCT. The Swiss Army knife for retro fans, developed in Germany and proudly made in the USA. Like that, I'm digging that. The RCT was developed to test old memory chips from the 70s, 80s, which are no longer recognized by today's programming devices. The other thing that's nice about it, it is an active community. It does get regular firmware updates, so that's pretty cool. And you can see my registration information. I need to do that. And we did have a chance to meet the developer and spend time with him. He was a trip. I enjoyed talking with him. You also get mints. He had mints out everywhere. That's nice. I could use those. We have a couple of jumpers. Oh, we have a lot of jumpers. Evidently, we'll be using jumpers. We have 7 jumpers here. What else do we have? We have, here you go. If you want your own retro chip tester professional, there's the information for the folks over at American Retro Shop. And here's our accessories. Looks like we have some jumper boards. We have our power. Looks like, oh, unfortunately it's using USB, micro USB. I was hoping it was USB-C, but that's okay. That's still a thing. Here is our SD card, which I assume is how we update our firmware. It does have some feet on it, so it won't slide around your desk. And of course, the power here. So let me go ahead and move this, and let's show you what the chip tester actually looks like. I have got a lot of cleanup after this live stream now. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. All right. And here we go. Very good. There we go. There it is, folks. Let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit for you. Oh, not much. Let me bring it up here for you. So I'm not going to plug it in and turn it on. Again, I think this will be a fun experience, maybe with a live stream or in a prepared video. But it is, you've got your socket here. So you can insert those there. Let's look around here. Looks like, okay, SD card goes here. I have not really taken a look at this. And then, of course, the screen here for your testing results. Interestingly, we have, look at this USB. This is the original USB port, and then we have micro. So I'm going to have to be very careful. I'm not sure why. And we have barrel jack. So the barrel jack is what provides the power here. So not sure, maybe this is for programming and not power. So yeah, I think I said this was for power. This is not for power. This will be for probably updating the firmware. And then it'll be using a barrel jack. So I'll need to label that so I remember what that goes with. So what do you think about the chip tester, guys? That's pretty cool. I did get the, as it said, the ultimate. The ultimate, what you got was the accessories. You got the SD card, but you also got this really nice plexiglass case, which is what I really wanted to protect it. Plus, it'll just look good when it's not in use sitting back here. So, Jamie, when's your first project that you think that you'll be using this? I'm sure you're...
I don't know, but I was going to say, if you do decide to play with it on a stream or something, I've probably got enough weird state, bad, miscellaneous retro chips around here. We can throw on it and see if it confirms our findings.
I think we can definitely do that. Yeah, because I have a few, but I probably don't. You're right. Your channel is more geared to those types of things than mine is a more of a user channel. So yeah, we'll have to get it together, gaggle of chips. I also need to go online and research and see what chips it actually supports. I think he said it was over 2,000.
It's a ton. Yeah, it's a ton of stuff.
Something like that. So let me put this back in here, and then we'll check out chat one more time as we start to wrap this thing up. We'll get everything protected here, because I do not want this thing to get harmed. All right, let me close the box up on the RCT. All right. Get in there, you. All right. And Jamie, serious, anytime you need to use it, let me know. Welcome to.
All right, be careful. Remember you said that, everybody.
It's like the mower, you know. Some people borrow mowers and rakes and things from neighbors. We borrow retro computer stuff. It's really,
there we go.
We're really geeky that way. All right, let's go ahead and catch up on chat here. Jamie, see what's going on. Great that it was in the original box without the cable wrapped around it to burn the plastic. Oh, the data set. Yep. Belts are super cheap on AliExpress. Oh, I didn't even think about that, Rick. That's good. Anything you're excited about would make a great live stream. Well, thank you, Philip. And I'm excited about a lot, obviously, aren't I? So, Ariana, I think I made a quick stop by your... Oh, did you stop by, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just had a second, and I don't know if she remembers me from a hole in the wall, right? But I was just like, hey, you know, I forget what color it was, and I'm colorblind a little bit, but it was just really cool. I'm not, if she's there, she can maybe respond. I don't know if it was pink or something. It was just, it looked really neat. It was eye-catching, the keycaps on a bread bin that was over there at that table.
Oh, so pink keycaps on a bread bin.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was a really cool, to me, from my, it looked cool to me. So
yeah, very cool. Def says Meatloaf has the mega icon as a. I know, I saw that, Def, and I thought, is there going to be a little brand confusion there? So for everybody else, let me, oh no, I just saw Philip's comment. We'll come to it here in a minute. Yeah, this is the same logo as the Mega 65. Well, except for this right here, but everybody wants to use the chicken lips, right, as part of their logo. So you both are going to have to pay Commodore. I'm sorry, that's part of their brand. So pay up, folks, I guess. Just as a reminder, there you go. Yeah, okay. So I'm sure people knew that. I don't know why I put that up there, Jamie. Like, that's a really cool gadget. I'm not sure which. I assume the meatloaf. This is where I turn green. Best to be off camera. Yes, but again, use it. I love Philip. This is all of us. Oh crap! My wife is going to kill me. That was kind of the topic of conversation at lunch. Yep. So Rick and I and Greg and everybody were talking. So yeah, that was fun. Let's see. Retro Trip Chester. I was saying that, wasn't I? Retro Trip Chester. That's hard to say too. I've seen other YouTubes using the RCT, really handy device. I hope so. Ooh, nice acrylic case. Yeah, that was the addition. And then Rick says, nice, I have a backbit chip tester. Yeah, which is also great for testing. I saw that one too. I think they're both priced about the same too. I don't think there's a lot of changes. Here you go, Jamie.
Fuchsia.
Ariana says, yes, we talked briefly. Fuchsia, yep, there you go. And Fuchsia keycaps on a C64 relabeled in a VIC 20 bin. The white looked better with the pink. So there you go.
Gotcha.
All right. Well,
cool
you know what I was the most excited about during this stream, Jamie?
What that?
That the stream held. It finally.
You're right. That's right.
Whatever. It's settled down, and I've had an excellent stream for whatever. I don't know why this mix of it's not good and then it gets better. I don't know if that's on my side or somebody else's, but I'm super excited, and I'm also super excited that you joined us today. Thanks for popping in, and the technology for this worked out pretty well too. So. Just for those of you interested, we're not using Zoom, we're not using Meet or any of that technology. We're basically using the YOLO box. Has a feature where I can bring in guests, and I just send him a link and he logs right in. And of course, there's a little magic on his side too, because he's got a little setup over there that makes it a little bit easier. So really glad that worked out. So we may have Jamie drop in or other folks join us a little more frequently if people are so inclined. So good to have you here. So I think, Jamie, that concludes our live stream for today. How long did we go? Goodness gracious. 1 hour, 39 minutes. It's been a while. So we're going to let the rest of you get back to your Sundays. You got any late Sunday plans, Jamie? You got things going on?
Yeah, some dinner and picking up a kid from grandparents, that kind of thing.
There you go. Oh, no, you got to head south. All right. Well,
not all the way south, but halfway.
Halfway. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I got the little pickup and meet up there. All right. Yeah, I'm going to work on my AI, I think, and continue to refine that because I do have a couple of videos over on the other channel I need to get out. All right, folks, that is it for Jamie and I. We are going to get out of here. retroCombs out. Jamie, do you have any kind of salute? Just a wave? Yeah, just a nice southern wave. Howdy. All right. Yeah. We'll see you guys.
Have a good week.
Yep. Have a good one. See you guys. Let me see if I can eventually get this. There we go.
Cool.